Hello everybody, this is Nicole from 20 Something Planner. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a memory spread for the week of August 12th. This was kind of not really mid honeymoon, but it's not the very beginning of my honeymoon. I decided to pick a few more of my favorite summer kits and just plan those weeks so that I could jump ahead into fall. I'm not going to be planning the remainder of the full summer months, so I did jump ahead to this week in August because I had this kit that I wanted to use specifically for my honeymoon. This was a kit from last year. I can't remember the name of it, but it's from Peach Palm, and I did supplement some florals from, let's see, Creatively Planned and Sadie Stickers. Sadie Stickers came out with a weekly and monthly spread using the same clip art, so I did end up picking up the floral deco sheet from that kit from Sadie Stickers as well as the monthly kit. So yeah, we ended up leaving for our honeymoon the previous Friday, which was August 6th. So this is the week of the 9th. I think I said the 12th, but this is the week of the 9th. This is the majority and bulk of our trip. I wanted to start on this week because it was only 3 days that I was missing out on, and I didn't really have much going on that week for me to be excited to plan it. And again, I wanted to narrow it down to a few more spreads that I was going to plan for the summertime. So right now I am just decorating my date covers. Those leafy trims are from a Sadie Stickers $2 Tuesday, and then the listing was referenced as half boho circles. I think that was half boho 4. So I placed one of those down on every other day and just layered some of the floral from the Sadie Stickers deco along with that. I thought they came out pretty cool. I like to alternate the way that I decorate my day covers. I don't necessarily, not that I don't like it, I just prefer to change it up every other day rather than doing the same kind of design straight across the board. At the bottom here, I am just filling that space with some of the larger deco from the monthly sheet. This kit in particular did not come with the extended strips of washi to cover the sidebar. I don't know if that's the Peach Palm thing or if she has included those pieces in a more recent format. Either way, it doesn't bother me. I only just started doing that recently, and I had the larger pieces of deco to kind of decorate that space. Okay, I'm going to get on to the day-to-day. I always find planning, or at least doing the voiceovers for vacations, so difficult because I am the type of person who, when I go on vacation, I just want to relax. I don't want to do much. I don't want to do all these adventurous activities. I just want to relax. I want to get a tan and just not be bothered. So I find it really hard to mark pool day every day and things like that. So I might struggle with this voiceover a little bit, but I tried to include even minor things that we did throughout our trip in this spread, so I wasn't just marking the pool every day. That's kind of another reason why I didn't feel so bad about leaving out the first 3 days of our trip, because Marvin and I really just sat by the pool. I ended up reading 4 books on vacation, so if that's any indication of how long I laid out in the sun, there you go. We also got massages on Sunday. We did have to get a COVID test before we could access the spa. Normally I would do it the first full day that we're there because I like to get massages before we have the opportunity to get a sunburn, but I didn't know if we would have our results back in time, so I waited until Sunday to book those. By the way, we did go to Barbados for our honeymoon. It was really lovely. I would say it's similar to the Bahamas if you've been to the Bahamas. It had that very sort of similar feel. It's an island, it's a island time, kind of island vibe. So it was really, really nice. We're happy to have finally made it. We did have to not jump through hoops, but we had to get a test 72 hours before we left. There was all sorts of confusion of where Marvin's test results got sent to. So I ended up calling Thursday morning trying to track down the appropriate lab. That was a very stressful situation. I was getting ready to book another flight because if we had to end up leaving Saturday, it was a whole big mess. But they ended up sending his test results to where I requested my test results be sent to, because I knew for a fact that this lab turns around the test results quickly, from when I used to work in the medical field. But so yeah, we had to get tested. Before we left, we got tested when we got there. we were able to access like everything with the exception of the spa, the gym, and the beach until we got our test results. But we got to the hotel at like 5 o'clock on Friday, and I woke up at like 1 in the morning, and we had already gotten our test results uploaded. So we just had to go to the front desk when we got them. They cut our wristbands off because they wristbanded you at the airport, depending on what your vaccination status was, as well as, I guess, it indicated that you did not yet have your test results back from getting tested in Barbados. So, okay, I blew through the first half of the week, and I apologize. I'm going to talk about Wednesday really quickly. Wednesday was probably my favorite day. We had booked this is the one excursion that we did book. We booked a catamaran tour and like snorkel day. So we left our resort and we went to this dock where we were taken out on a catamaran. They brought you to 2 different like shipwrecks. One was man-made, one was like an actual shipwreck, and they brought you there to snorkel. It was so cool. There was so many fish around these shipwrecks. It was awesome. They originally took us to a spot to snorkel and see the sea turtles. There weren't too many, but right before we left, I spotted one. I swam over to it. I kind of like followed him back from a distance. He was all the way on the ocean floor when I saw him, and then he went up to the surface. I kind of followed him. It was so cute. His head, like little head, would pop up out of the water every so often. It was really cool. It was such a cool experience. And then they drove us like halfway around the island, but they ended up anchoring right off this really beautiful beach. They fed us. There was alcohol the whole time, and you were able to like jump off the boat, dive, do flips. A lot of people were getting very adventurous, but it was really cool. The water was so crystally blue. It was absolutely breathtaking. It was such a good time. We were so exhausted by the end of the night. That was the one night that we went in early. We did switch rooms that day as well. We intentionally booked a like less extravagant room the first part of the trip, and then the second part of the trip we had like our own private like little hut with a private small pool and like little patio. So beautiful. It was one of the coolest rooms I've ever seen or stayed in my life. I enjoyed that so much. But yeah, we ended up switching rooms that day. Like I said, we went to bed early. Every night we tried a different cuisine. They had like Indian, they had Caribbean food, they had an Italian restaurant, they had Japanese, all very delicious. For the most part, every night, so this was kind of like our day. We would go to the pool. Well, actually, no, we would get breakfast, go to the pool, do something to break up the day. Like we went kayaking one day, we went shopping around the different shops one day, got a massage one day, and then we would go back to the room, nap, go to dinner, and then every other night they had this piano sing-along. So they had like a piano bar. We would go. That was more our vibe, more so than like going out and partying. We're getting old. We can't really handle it. Thursday night was really cool. They had a white party / silent disco. So we wore white. They were serving chocolate martinis. There were 2 different DJs, so you could switch channels depending on what you wanted to listen to on your headphones. Everything was very safe though. Like they were very strict about sanitization and everything, so everything was wiped down before and after each use, for like COVID purposes, obviously. So it was all very safe, but it was a really fun time. That was probably my favorite like night activity that we did. They also had a couple of really cool, kind of cafes. I guess they were cafes. They had like a coffee cafe where you could make, or you didn't make them, but you would order crepes. And then they had this donut shop that had different donuts and pastries. I'm surprised we didn't go there more. Marvin has such a sweet tooth. We ended up going twice. We were there for 10 days though. Like if it was up to him, he would have went every day. But we went there a couple of times. We did yoga one morning. We got up and did yoga. They had this like wooden yoga pavilion on the resort. It was really cool. Oh, they had a bowling alley. We ended up bowling the day that we left because checkout was 11 and we didn't have to leave the resort to go to the airport until 1. So we went bowling on the resort. The day that I'm planning now, Saturday, was very rainy. There were a couple of hurricanes north of Barbados and we got like the residual rain. So we ended up laying out in the morning and then we went and played pool. There was pickleball in this like one spot on the resort. And then we kind of just hung out in the room. I was very sad to leave that day. That's when I'm working now with the tissues. I was very depressed knowing that we had to leave the next day. And then that night, on Saturday night, we went to the hibachi restaurant, ended up going to the rooftop bar that was on site with the people that were at our table. It was really cool. That's one thing I love about like adults only resorts is it's so easy to like meet people and make friends because it's mostly couples. So that's always a nice treat. I realized I kind of just broadly talked about my honeymoon in general. I didn't really go day by day, but if you have any questions about any of these stickers that I planned with, just leave a comment down below and I will do my best to answer. I also tag all of the shops on my Instagram when I post pictures, so you can always check my Instagram out as well. I leave it linked down in the section below. So Sunday was the day that we left. We didn't get home until like midnight, which wasn't too bad. It was 10 days away from Tucker, which was so hard to do. I was like almost ready to come home at that point. I didn't want to book a full 2 weeks. I know a lot of people do a full 2 weeks for the honeymoon, but that's too much for me. First of all, it's too much time away from my dog. And second of all, it's too much time away from my home, which, you understand if you like being at home. So yeah, but it was just enough time away. So we got to see Tucker on Sunday night, which I do mark eventually. He was so excited to see us. We are fortunate enough that Marvin's mom and brother love him so much. Anytime we go away, they come, they house sit for us. And they stay with him, and he loves having them over. So it's a win-win for everybody all around. But yeah, that was pretty much my trip in a nutshell. I'm sorry I didn't go into like too much day-to-day detail, but I kind of shouted out like the more important days or activities that we did. Like I said, I do spend a lot of my time at the pool, so that's pretty much what our honeymoon consisted of. Lots of relaxing, and it was really nice. Marvin and I both really enjoyed ourselves. I've never seen him so relaxed. He is such a workaholic. It was nice to see him kind of like let loose and just breathe a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, let me know if you have questions about any of the stickers, and I will talk to you all in my next plan with me. Bye everybody.